Hello everyone, lots of people asked me if I could make a tutorial on this Minecraft video here, so I finally decided to make it for you. And first I wanted to tell you that I wanted to keep things simple, and that's why we won't be using Cinema 4D or Buju. We're going to make the entire thing in After Effects only. And first of all, there are a few things that you should be aware of when making this video. Don't use small photo cameras or cell phone cameras because they shake a lot, and you definitely want to avoid the camera shaking. And I also recommend to shoot in HD if that's possible. Also make sure you shoot your video in good lighting conditions, or try to keep your camera's ISO setting down to 400, because it is very hard to track a noisy video. So here we have all the things we need to start on our project. I also will upload them somewhere for you so you can download it. I will put all the download links in the description of this video. So first we open our After Effects. We click File, Import, File. We select all the files we need and then click Open. If this window pops up, you just leave it this way and click OK. Now you drag your video footage down here on this little film strip, and you have a new composition with your footage in it. So first thing we want to do is to open your tracker tab. It's located right here, but if you don't see it, you can just click on Window and Tracker. So first we click on Track Motion button, and you want to make sure that the rotation and scale boxes are also checked. First you want to find two spots in the footage that are seen in the entire video. So I quickly go through this, and I'll be using this area as track point 1, and this area as track point 2. So you can also increase the search radius for better results by dragging this corner, and when it's ready you click this little button here, Analyze Forward, and wait until your video is analyzed. Okay, once the dragging is finished, you should see something like this. These are tracker points for your footage. And I will not go into much detail on motion tracking, but I will put a link in the description on a very good tutorial video for After Effects motion tracking. It will definitely be very useful for you, and I suggest you to watch that video before proceeding to the next step. So the next thing we do, we click on Layer tab and New Solid. Click OK. And now make that layer invisible, and we need to apply the tracking data to this layer. So we click up here on this layer tab, choose your footage, click Edit Target, and make sure this is white solid 1, and click OK. And now we click Apply Dimensions X and Y, click OK, and we're done. So the next thing, we take our Minecraft tool, any you like. I will choose Diamond Pickaxe. You can click on this arrow here, and you have the transform options for this item. You can scale it up a little bit, So next thing we need to do is make this iron pickaxe a 3D layer. You need to click this little box right here, and it will transform your layer into 3D. Just in case if you don't see those little small boxes right here, you can press F4 and this will switch between these two tabs. Okay, so the next thing we need to make this pickaxe to look like it's actually in that footage. So now we need to parent it to this white solid layer, and it's very easy. You just click on this little icon right here, hold the mouse button down and drag it to white solid layer, and you're done. And it should look like this. You can place it anywhere you like. Okay. And that's the first part. Now we need to do some animating stuff. Okay, now we need to animate this little pickaxe so it looks like it's floating in the air. So first we're gonna start. Make sure your timeline arrow is on first frame of the footage, and now click on this arrow right here, and in transform options select position tab, click on this little stopwatch, and now what we are going to do, we're going to make some keyframes for your animation. So first we need to place this pickaxe a little higher, then move your arrow to this position and place your pickaxe right here. Okay, it automatically created a keyframe, so now hold Shift key and select both of them. Hit Ctrl C, go to this position and hit Ctrl V or edit and paste, and it will paste your keyframes right here, and repeat this until the end of your footage. So right here, right here. By the way, I'm placing the keyframes in each second, but you can do it your own way. If you, for example, if you want to move the pickaxe a little slower or faster. Okay. And now let's take a quick look at our result. Now it looks very nice. The next thing we want to make is a shadow. In my previous video I used the drop shadow option. I did something like this. I changed the distance, direction of the shadow, opacity. But this time I want to make it more realistic, so that's why we need a completely separate layer. You make sure you go to the first frame. So now you take your diamond pickaxe PNG file, drag it into new layer, distort it like it looks like a shadow. Now you go to your Effects and Presets tab, type in Levels, drag it to your shadow layer and click on this right arrow here and drag it to the left until your pickaxe is completely dark. Now we will take another effect, it's called Gaussian blur. Drag the Gaussian blur to your layer, add some blurriness, and next thing we want to do is we want also this layer to be 3D layer, so that's why we click on this little box right here. And the next thing that we should do, we should go to the transform tab and drop down the opacity maybe to 15%. The next thing we want to do is to parent the shadow layer to white solid 1, just like your diamond pickaxe layer. Oh, and I will rename this shadow. And the next thing that we want to do is to animate the shadow so it kinda transforms bigger and smaller in the exact points of the footage. So we again make sure that it's first frame on our timeline. We go to our shadow layer, click this arrow, and this time we're gonna select the scale tab, click on this little stopwatch right here, and on the first second we leave it as it is, and then we go here and scale it down a little bit. And now what we just did is that shadow is getting smaller while the pickaxe is moving closer to the surface. And again, while holding the shift key, you select both keyframes and hit Ctrl C and just copy and paste it them through entire footage like this. So we go to this location, okay, paste, paste, okay, paste, so when we're finished it should look something like this. Okay, let's add something else to our scene. For example, this iron pickaxe. And basically what you do is you repeat all the previous steps. So I'm gonna do it very fast. Okay, let's make this a 3D layer. Change its position. Like this. Now hold the shift key. Copy the keyframes. Okay, now I'm going to make a shadow for this iron axe. So I drag this right here. And I can select my shadow layer, go to this effect controls tab, select, holding the shift key, both of the effects, hit Ctrl C, and now I select this layer, hit Ctrl V, and it will paste all the effects from that layer into this new layer. So let's bring down the opacity. And also don't forget to parent your shadow layer to white solid 1. Now I need to animate this layer, so I click the scale tab, the stopwatch just like before. Now make it a bit smaller. Go right here, scale it up a little bit, and copy all the keyframes. So this is basically how it should look like. It's not perfect, but that's because I wanted to make it very fast. At the end you can add some effects to your footage to look it better. For example, you can click on this tab, layer, new adjustment layer. I really like the magic bullet plugins. You can Google them and see for yourself. You can apply different effects on your screen. There's pretty much to choose from. I like this one. Okay. And at the end you need to export your footage. You click on composition, pre-render, select your format, I will take MPG2, Blu-ray, and leave everything as it is. And click render, and you're finished. So this is my first tutorial video with me actually speaking in it. So I hope you like it, and don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for my channel. And who knows, maybe I will make some more tutorials. So see you again.